What's good, y'all? I am Keyonna LaShawn, and I wanted to welcome y'all to The Starving Artist. This isn't just a YouTube channel. This is a living, breathing journal of what it means to be an artist. Not just when the lights are on, but in the in-between times too. I'm from Baltimore, born and raised. It shaped my hustle, my language, my rhythm. I come from a place where art and struggle dance together, where beauty and chaos exist on the same block. That's the energy I carry into everything I do. I wear a lot of hats. Performer, poet, host, stage manager, production assistant, sometimes all in the same week. Sometimes all in the same event. And that's real. That's the life of a starving artist. I started performing around 3. With God on my side and the idea and feeling of being alive on stage, I fell in love with it. Like, I could tell my truth without apology. Theater, poetry, storytelling, those have been my lifeline for years. I used to write poems in the margins of my notebook, under the covers while I laid in the bed, hoping that nobody would find my diaries. Scared to even address those feelings that I feel like nobody will understand. I didn't know then that those scribbles would become my voice, the way I eat, the way I go about life, the reason I exist. So since this is the start of something real and authentic, let's chat. Let's have a conversation. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think big, dream bigger. Sometimes get stifled in my execution, but somehow still allow space for people to be inspired. I feel deeply. I'm an Aquarius. But I don't really know who I am outside of the arts. I'm a girl who like math. I'm a girl who like flowers. I love hard. I journal. I pray. I'm learning to retreat when I need to have that time, do some self-care. And sometimes I just like to watch me a movie, come dance, throw on a YouTube DJ, listen to DJ Focus. I'm just a girl's girl in a girl's world. I never really felt like I had anything to say. A lot of the times I'm still very quiet. I'm still very to myself and in my head. But I had to get it out. So I guess in that case of the coping, that's when I wanted to say something to my paper, to my pad, to my pen. And when it came to theater, other people gave me words for stories I was exploring, for stories that I didn't experience, or for similar situations. I've been told that whatever role we're casting, we have some similarity to that characters. The director saw something, the casting director saw something in you that was also connected to that character. So it's our job as the actor to bring it out. But playing other people was a form of escape. It was a form of getting away. It was a form of having somebody else's problems to deal with, because I didn't really know how to deal with mine. But with this outline of the script, this person knew what they didn't know what they were going to do, but I knew what they were going to do. So that might be the controlling in me, but knowing the outcome, the full story, which is not really the full story, because you still have to build your background, think about your future, because that affects your state. So all in all, I learned between the creativity of my own words and the creativity of others that both of those together were very powerful. Other words inspire your words. Your words inspires others. I fear that I peak. There's been some times in my writing journey where I felt like I peaked, and they and my mentors and other artists in the community was like, if you peaked, you're done, essentially. Like, you didn't peak. And sometimes I feel as that I feel those moments, but it's finding the obstacle, the challenge to push through it. Because that's not a good feeling. Like, I can't do nothing better than this. Like, if you know my piece, Comfort In, I really thought I peaked in that. I was like, no. And I wrote that in 2023. So I would say that is my biggest fear when it comes to me as an artist, in that one day that I may have to sacrifice it for sustainability. I'm someone who's been living on my own for about 2-3 years. I'm 27. I've been living on my own since I was 25, and I've been able to relatively sustain based off of the hustle. But I can definitely say that it's a fear of mine that, and it's crazy that it's a fear because it's the life. Every gig is not going to pop you off. Every gig is not going to be the viral one. And even after the viral one, it's no guarantee that that's going to be wealth, that's going to be sustainable. So I ultimately want to find a way to keep being an artist. And a lot of our artists that we know that came out as musicians, that came out as vocalists, they eventually transform into some type of producer, into some type of, oh, I'm putting the money, investor. I look forward to the season of investing, to those beyond me. And I appreciate and thank all of those who have invested in me thus far, because that's why I've gotten thus far. I can definitely say my support system keeps me going. The level of feedback that I hear on a regular, from hosting the poetry party, from performances in theater, from even performing in the poetry scene, I've had a overwhelming amount of support throughout these last few years in the scene. I can also say that my inner child, I've always been a little black girl with a nappy head full of crazy dreams, and now we locked and loaded. So I'm just trying to stay locked and loaded. Those moments where I think I shouldn't have went to college for theater. Those moments where I feel like I shouldn't have transferred out the theater program. I still finished in some art. That's another story if y'all want it. But it's not an art degree, but finagle with a concentration in. It's just hella words. Besides the point. Those moments where I feel like I shouldn't have studied theater. I should have studied like business or accounting or something like that. Something regular. Those moments where I'm like, dang, why couldn't I just be a regular person? Why did I have to be an artist? Why do I have to have these moments where, why did I have to put a role in life where I'm filling into other people? But for real, all of our roles in life, we're filling into other people. Doctors, therapists, social workers, teachers. And then the ones you don't get paid for, moms, dads, aunties, cousins. We're always going to pour into other people, but it's like, I guess it's that balance. All in all, I do it for Lil O-Key. I do it for my family. I do it for the unity of the community. UNITY. It's something that's been on my spirit for a long time. This is not my first time starting YouTube. This is probably my most confident time starting YouTube, where I decided that I'm not going to care. And if people watch it, cool. If people don't, cool. But I kind of just want to get my content out. I'm always walking around with my camera. I'm always out here doing stuff. I have all this video and stuff. And even if nobody watch it now, it's gonna be interesting to somebody. 10 years from now, 15. Because I always said I was going to be the famous rich auntie. So we're just going to keep manifesting that. It's a proof of life at the end of the day. I've lost a good amount of people throughout these last couple years. My sister was a big part of my personal development in her loss. God rest her soul, Deshaun Spiver. And as well as a dear friend of mine, Kyrie Swervin, was a big part of it. And he's the reason that I said I was going to say F it and post all this. Because guess what? That was our last conversation. And guess what, Swerve? I'm going to make sure I do it. But I called it The Starving Artist because I wanted to play on the idea of a starving artist. There's actually a poem that I was exposed to in college. And it was like, I dream to be a starving artist, shooting for something in the farthest. And it's just the idea of it was so frivolous and so not obtainable. And it's like, no, we're starving because we getting the work done. I'm eating them. I'm eating good. I actually had spaghetti and veggies today, and tomorrow I'm frying up some sausages. I be in here cooking, mama. You feel me? But yes, that's the inspiration behind that. And like I said, God, he put that on my spirit. God, you so dope. You so dope, God. How dope is he? Listen, that's my new hit. You feel me? You feel me? Let me get a dose of G-O-D. All in all, I wanted to make sure I gave y'all a little bit of structure before we got into this page. Because after this, you getting anything and everything. You getting behind the scenes. You getting photography. You getting interviews. You getting food reviews. You getting talking heads. Because I just got to talk sometimes like this. I like talking to y'all like this. You getting any and everything that comes out of this brain right here, straight off the Domatron. Maybe not straight off the Domatron. I do edit, pre-edit, post-edit, all edit. I can't say the first thing off the top of my head all the time. But the point is, yes, I wanted to give y'all a face. I wanted to give y'all some information about me before I just start. Because y'all gonna be like, oh, Key's just doing interviews like such and such. Key's just doing this like that. I'm doing everything, anything and everything I want. Listen, look me in my eye. It's my world. You're just living in it. At least on this side of YouTube. So if you're an artist trying to figure it out, if you're someone who's just want to understand the why behind why we do all this, or if you're just curious about the beautiful, chaotic, random, wild things that comes with being a creative, follow me. Like, subscribe, share, DM, comment. Follow my Instagram at Keyonna LaShawn. That's at Keyonna LaShawn. That is actually my mom's proudest name. I'm sorry. Took it and ran. Straight off the birth certificate. But in the meantime, stay solid.
Alright, you good.